So, welcome back to another fanfiction idea, and this one is going to be a little different because while this is a crossover, again with Ladybug and Randy Cunningham, 9th Grade Ninja, this one isn't so much like a horror or, it does have action, but this is more of a, I guess you could say, a romantic comedy because of how much I love this crossover ship. And that is, and this is the story of Randy and Alya. So, yeah, this is basically a crossover ship story between Randy and Alya. So, let's talk about this story. So, I thought this would be kind of a fun story to really talk about. So, let's get to it. So, this story, more or less, takes place after the events of the show. And, basically what's going on is that Randy's class is going to be taken to Paris for like a summer school exchange program. Actually what it is that they're more or less trying to put the students somewhere else that they think will be safer because of the school has recently just been bashed to all hell. Like, it's just been wrecked in a recent robot attack the ninja managed to fight off, but now it's been completely wrecked to all shit. So, yeah, the class is going to Paris, and while Slimovitz is like, oh, it's for a cultural exchange, to which everyone's like, no, you just want to put this somewhere where people are not, you just want to put this somewhere where people are just going to be, like, not hurt. Man, the autofocus is really bad tonight. Man, I guess we're just going to have to deal with that. So, in here, one moment, because this is starting to piss me off. That's better. Yeah, I know, so professional on this channel. Anyway, where was I? Where was I? Yeah. So, more or less, Randy and his class are going there, and at first, Howard's like, oh man, I can't wait to go to Paris, and Randy's like, you really want to go to Paris, dude? And Howard's like, yeah, dude, have you seen the food there? Also, European chicks, they're all hot. They get all hot and bothered about Americans, and they really like fat Americans. So I'm literally gonna be like a gigolo there the whole time. Like, I am going. Howard's all like in on like just eating food, and like he's got it in his head because he basically says, if Eurotrip has taught me anything, Americans get so much ass from in Europe. And Randy's just like, dude, that's not how this works. He's like, don't take Eurotrip as a field guide to Europe. That's not how this is gonna work. And meanwhile, the whole time, because this is on an airplane, Howard's going like, Scotty doesn't know, da 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 da. I kind of have a soft spot for Eurotrip. It's a terrible ass movie, but I love it. And Howard would be a fan of Eurotrip. It's such a trash movie, he would love it. So, yeah, so Howard's all excited for that, but Randy, on the other hand, is not so excited because recently he and Teresa had a breakup. Because his time as the ninja has been cutting into his life, and Teresa just couldn't deal with it. Like, he couldn't bear that. He never told her that he was the ninja, but he was like, look, I just do some really important stuff. And she's like, why won't you tell me what that stuff? He's like, I just can't. Then you don't trust me with this relationship. We're done. So they end their relationship, and Randy's still kind of bummed about that because he really cared about Teresa. And basically, Randy's going to Paris, and he's like, this city of love, fuck me, I am going to have the worst time there. So they end up in Paris, and they're taken to Francois Dupont Academy. And already, like, Howard's like trying to mac on everyone, even though a lot of the people are already dating. But the thing is that Randy has he notices someone, and that someone is Alya in class. Like, he notices her, and he's not like, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, hi, I'm like, he's trying to speak in French, but he just can't do it because he sucks at it. And Alya goes, it's okay, I speak English. So if you're wondering what it's like on the other end of this spectrum for everyone in class at Francois DuPont, like half the class is like, oh, really cool, we're gonna meet new students and make new friends. But then there are others who are like, ugh, Americans. Seriously? We couldn't get, like, people from, like, we couldn't go to, like, somewhere, like, students from Germany or somewhere else. Like, we just couldn't do that. And Hawkmoth, of course, is like, ooh, new people who can give me new negative emotions. Great. So, yeah. But by this point, Randy has met Alya, who's also dealing with a breakup of her own, because she broke up with Nino in this continuity. More or less, like, their superhero lives were just not gelling with their normal lives, so they broke up because of that, and Alya is pretty bummed about that. Randy, on the other hand, like I said, he's still bummed, and Howard, of course, notices this. Like, Howard immediately notices, like, he knows his best bro's bummed, and when he notices that, when he meets Alya, and he's like, oh, bro, you like her? And he's like, nah, dude, she's out of my league. Like, I have no shot with her, and I just need to recoup, man. I just need to recoup from that. And Marinette, being the friend she is, she's like, yeah, no, don't go near her. Don't go near her. She just had a breakup. You are not rebound material, Cunningham. You have got train wreck written all over you. Yeah, Marinette, like, this was how Marinette would be, because of course she would be, like, she would think she's doing the right thing, but really she's making the situation worse. I could literally point to 15 episodes that can prove my point. But yeah, so, in here, Randy's like, alright, I wasn't going to do anything, I just want to give her space, but hey, maybe we can be friends. And they're like, alright, fine, but you're still a train wreck of a human being. And Randy's like, okay, got it, I'm a piece of shit, thanks. I'm totally not fine with that, but whatever, you're the best friend. I gotta win your trust. Fuck my life. So that's kind of how it is that Randy, Howard's trying to push for this, but Marinette is basically playing, cock block the whole time, because she just does not trust, like, she doesn't like the idea of, like, you dated Nino so much and you were this close with him, now you and this guy's an American. You can do so much better than an American, let alone a guy who looks like, he walked out of a Slim Shady concert. And Randy's like sitting right next to him. He's like, I'm right here, bitch, I don't roast you. So, yeah. As for, like, others, as for everyone else, they're all, like, everyone's hanging out and all that. Among the people who are, like, the friends are, like, Julika and Rose. They befriend Julian and Rachel, who in this, Julian and Rachel are together as a couple. Because I think cute and creepy together is really cute, so I thought that would be a fun ship. Whereas, as we know, Julika and Rose are totally a thing, so it's a nice, like, a couple that are cute and creepy together. As for others, you have Bash, who hangs out with Kim, although Kim doesn't like to hang out with Bash a lot, because Bash is is just so destructive, and Kim's like, he's dumb, but, like, he knows better. So he's like, dude, you're a fucking psychopath. And Chloe and Heidi actually befriend one another. In this, Chloe is not as nearly as awful as she is. Like, this is a version of Chloe that is, like, trying to be better. Like a actual storyline should be. Totally still not bitter about that, but whatever. So, yeah. Teresa herself is actually becomes friends with Marinette and Alya as well, and she's she's already explained the situation that, Randy and I did date, we broke up because he was keeping secrets from me, and I didn't like that, and Alya's like, ooh, that's a red flag, and Marinette's like, yeah, that's a very big red flag, fuck that guy. Not that way, though. Don't fuck that guy, but don't fuck that guy. So you're now probably wondering, where do we get to the superhero part? Well, in here, in this storyline, Hawkmoth is, like, keeping a close eye on these new students, And essentially what's going on is that he is... he wants to akumatize them because he does sense there's something else among them. Like something ancient, like the miraculous, but it's not like that. Of course he's sensing the mask, which Randy did bring. He brought the Namicon and the mask, despite how, to Howard's chagrin. Because he's like, dude, could you just leave the book home? There's no robots. There's none of that. And he's like, yeah, but there are like supervillains and stuff in France, so might as well need the mask. It's like packing a condom, You may not need it, but you might want, but you're going to want it when you do need it. And yeah, he does have the mask. And when there is a villain attack that does happen inevitably, Randy suits up, and immediately Howard points out, dumbass, they're going to figure out that one of us is the ninja. Because the ninja shows up with a bunch of American students, comes in the same time. Yeah, shithead. They're gonna figure it out that one of us is the ninja. And that by one of us, I mean you. So Randy's like, oh shit. And immediately, Randy's immediate cover story when he runs into Ladybug and Cat Noir, he's immediately like, I wanted to make sure the children were fine. Yeah, I came all the way from Norrisville to make sure the children are totally fine. That's totally what I did. I hope you buy this. And Ladybug's like, okay, gonna keep an eye on you. Cat Noir is already wants to be bros with the ninja, and the two of them get along. And then Raina comes into the picture. And Raina does not like the ninja. He's cocky, he fights solo, we work as a team. He doesn't know anything about teamwork and all that. He's been a solo act. And the ninja's like, I'm right here. So they go off on one another, but eventually the more villains attacks that happen, Raina Rouge and the ninja start getting closer, and Ladybug's like, we gotta go! But she can't stop Raina, Alya from becoming Raina to go out and see the ninja, who's also, Randy's also masking up. And the two are, growing closer, not aware that Randy and Alya are, their public identities. So, eventually, what happens is that, Marinette kind of puts the gears in her head are starting to really click, not like they should with Cat Noir, but in here she more or less is talking to she's talking to Alya, and she basically says, Alya, are you seeing the ninja? He's supposed to be 800 years old, and he's like, no, that's it's a title, kind of like Ladybug. These, it's a title, and he's really nice, he's really cool, and I like him. He's like, you don't know who he is. He wears a fucking mask. He's like, don't you? Don't we all? It's kind of nice. And meanwhile, Randy's like, holy shit, Howard, Raina's hot. I didn't want to date, so I didn't want to date this entire trip, but Raina's awesome. It's kind of nice like this, but I want to know her more. And of course, Hawkmoth's kind of got the machinations going at this point, because when he finds out the ninja is in Norrisville, not Norrisville, of course Norrisville, but he's in Paris, he immediately looks up the history and finds out that the ninja and Ladybug do have history. They've both been around for hundreds of years. Of course, they would probably intersect with one another. And essentially what happened in the past was that ages ago, when the Nosu clan that would one day become, the ninja, lead to the ninja of Norrisville, were still in Japan, they encountered someone bearing the Ladybug title who was a former member of the group who split away and took the miraculous with them. They didn't like that, and they killed her. So the Namicon's also been throughout this story, the Namicon's been don't go near the miraculous. There's stuff you don't want to know. And when Randy finds out, my whole life has been built on being heroic, and you do the most cowardly, horrendous act I could think of. Why should I listen to a fucking word you say? And eventually the story does continue on, is that Randy and Alya do find out about one another. And I want to have this brilliant moment where Marinette figures out that Randy's the ninja, but doesn't say anything. Basically what happens, there's this huge party at Chloe's suite, and the next day, like, Randy and Alya snuck away during the party, and the next day, Marinette goes to Alya's house, knocks on the door, is like, "What's up? You know, can we see Alya?" And Alya's there in her room. They knock on the door. She opens up, and Randy's already like trying to climb out the window before anyone notices. He's like, "Hi," and in a brilliant moment of association, Alya Marinette basically puts the piece together. She's like, wait, Reina and the ninja were seeing each other. Alya says she loves the ninja. Oh my god, Randy Cunningham is the ninja. And like, she's like, oh my god, you're the ninja. And she says out loud, you're the ninja. And Alya's like, you're the ninja? And he's like, I'm the ninja? I know, I'm not the ninja. I wish I had a smoke bomb right now. This is bad. Yeah. So eventually the two, by the end of the story, they both, become a couple. But by the summer's end, Randy's got to go back to Norrisville, but they're now, like, long distance. And Alya's already said, like, I'm going to get, this whole student exchange thing, so expect me in the next semester. So, yeah. That's kind of where the story ends. So there you go, guys. I've done like a lot of dark and brutal stories. I figured it'd be nice to have a little change of pace before the year's out. Like, the occasional change of pace never hurts. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, go check out the link below to my Patreon. So once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.